What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let me take this time out to give a special shout out to Miss Wanda McCray for supporting the channel. We definitely appreciate your love and support. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. As a young man in his prime, it's usually only a few things we choose to focus on. How we gonna make some money, getting fresh, get us some wheels to slide around there. And the most important at that age is finding female companionship. Once you graduate high school and a few years goes by, you are now officially a man. You might still kick it with your homeboys, but late at night when that smoke clears, a lot of times as a man, you want to end the night with something decent, a beautiful young woman. Now having that freedom of not having a curfew, having a car, a few dollars, the skies are the limit. You don't have to just date the girls in your area like before. Now you can pull up, and with social media, the options are endless. If you are the type that doesn't mind a little trip, you might cross city lines or even state lines if you are feeling shorty enough. It's really harmless activity, and as a young man or woman that's single, that's what you are supposed to do. See what's out there, find out your likes and dislikes with the opposite sex as you are dating. But you also have to be careful who you choose to deal with. A lot of times we might let lust lead us into a tricky situation, not paying attention to the warning signs. Because as men on a late night, our minds tend to work one way, trying to knock something down. And most women know they can play on that. And depending on the motive, the outcome could be fatal. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Texas to discuss the recent case of a young man who thought he was going to meet a woman, but her boyfriend had other plans. In August of this year, 20-year-old Cameron Anderson was in his prime. After graduating from Trinity High School, located in Euless, Texas, where he played football, the young man decided he would attend Blinn College to further his education. During this time, Cameron decided to stay with his mother in Bedford, Texas, who he was very close to. A typical young man who liked video games, shopping, cars, and last but not least, also women. He would sometimes chop it up with females on social media and pull up on them. So on August 31st of this year, it wasn't nothing new when Cameron started chopping it up with 21-year-old Jasmine Williams. As the two messaged back and forth, she eventually told Cameron he should slide over. He asked where she lived at, and the young lady stated in Troop, Texas, which was about a 2.5-hour drive from Bedford, which is considered the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. But when she told him she would make the trip worth his while, Cameron decided to head on out. It was on the late night, around 11 p.m. After driving for hours, he arrived to Jasmine's house at about 2:30 a.m. When he told her he had pulled up, she stepped outside. The two talked for about 30 minutes, but little did Cameron know that wasn't Jasmine's house at all, but her boyfriend's, 18-year-old Nathaniel Hall. And the whole time, he thought he was sending messages to Jasmine. She was using Nathaniel's phone, so he knew play by play. As Cameron and Jasmine was talking, Nathaniel and another unidentified 16-year-old popped out the cut. They demanded Cameron give them everything. Before seconds later, multiple shots went off. Jasmine, Nathaniel, and the team then walked back in the house where Nathaniel's sister was at with her kids. When the juvenile stated, "I think we just smoked the old boy." Now about 4 a.m., September 1st, the trio decided they had to do something with Cameron and his car. They drove miles away to an area called Turnertown in Russ County and set the car on fire and then left. Local police received a call about 5:30 a.m. of a car burning on a quiet road. When they responded to the scene and put the fire out, they opened the trunk to find a young male suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. He was already gone and unfortunately later identified as Cameron. As detectives tried to piece together what happened, they delivered the sad news to his mother and family. She stated the last time she saw her son, he was leaving to go see a young lady. His phone records showed the time he had left home, he paused by a home in Troop. Records also showed Cameron communicating with a young man who local police knew as Nathaniel Hall. Police then got a warrant for Nathaniel's phone records. It showed his phone and Cameron's pinging together, all the way up to the location where Cameron's car and body was found. Then Nathaniel turned his phone off, only to turn it back on hours later to call his mother. A warrant was put out for the young man, and a few days later, local police got a hit. He was seen riding 5 deep in a car. The car was pulled over, and in Nathaniel's possession was a stolen handgun and AR-15 rifle. He was taken into custody at first just for questioning, but he remained silent. When given his phone call, he was overheard telling his sister, like, clean up. Detectives took that conversation as indication that he meant clean up a crime scene. With the stolen guns, police now had probable cause to search the home. They found AR-15 shell casings, the same caliber used to take the life of Cameron. And when police confronted Nathaniel's sister about the jail call, she exposed everything and opened the case wide open. She said she was at the house on August 31st when she overheard her brother, his girlfriend, and friend stating they needed to hit a quick lick and get some money. She claimed Nathaniel told Jasmine to hop on social media and contact some men. And when Cameron took the bait, they put the plan in motion. His sister stated later into that night she heard gunshots. And after that, that's when a 16-year-old came in the house saying we smoked them. She admitted she was scared and took her kids and left the house. But when her brother told her to clean up, she went back to the home, hid a few items, and picked up some shell casings, throwing them out her car window on the way as she left the area. With that information, Nathaniel was charged with capital murder, and not long after, the juvenile and Jasmine were both picked up. People stated Jasmine kept playing, saying she had shot somebody, but jokingly kept saying, like, nah, I'm just talking, don't pay me no mind. But now, all 3 individuals were in custody, facing capital hit charges. Jasmine is being held on a $1 million bail, Nathaniel $2 million bail. The juvenile also being held pending court to see if they will be charged as an adult in their role in the situation. As of now, this case hasn't made its way to trial yet, and all 3 are innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Cameron. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. I'm sure every man can relate to a situation like this, either feeling like something wasn't right and decide to tell shorty, like, nah, I'm good, or driving to meet a female, hoping and praying everything plays out right. Fellas, let me know in the comments, have you ever been in a shaky situation or had to use your antennas and say, nah, I'm gonna sit this one out? And how do you carry it when you first go to meet a female? Let me know your process. And remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young man. Unfortunately, this situation is so common now with men and women. You have people scared to date. These 3 probably threw their life away for a few dollars, probably a little bit of jewelry, and allegedly took Cameron away from his peoples for a small lick. I'm sure once reality sits in and they in that cell, they will definitely think like we crashed out. But hindsight is always 20/20, and once you pull that trigger, it's too late. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Like I said, y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.